Welcome to this Matrikon tutorial video. My name is Roger and I'll be walking you through how to configure bulk mapping of data using Matrikon Data Broker. Whilst the Data Broker GUI is well suited to the mapping of a small number of nodes, if you have a lot of data points to map, it can become very time consuming. The bulk mapping feature in Matrikon Data Broker can help you here. The VM I am using has Matrikon Data Broker and Matrikon UA Explorer installed. I've already connected to Data Broker and logged in as the admin user. For this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to map data between nodes in a single OPC UA server with a built-in simulator. In a real-world application, you would most likely be mapping data between multiple devices or data sources. I've already created a connection to the UA server in Federated Data Sources. First, we have to create a CSV file that contains the required nodes, which will then be imported into MDB. Included with the Data Broker installation is a sample bulk mapping file. Open Windows Explorer and navigate to C, Program Data, Matrikon, UA Explorer. Note that by default the Program Data folder is hidden. If you are unable to see it, simply type the location into the address bar and press Enter. Locate the file called bulk data mapping template.csv. Copy this file to a known location. I'll put mine on the desktop for ease of access. If you have Microsoft Excel installed, this is the best tool to view and edit this file. If not, you can open with a text editor like Notepad. The first column denotes where the data should come from, the source node. And the second column shows where it should be sent to, the destination node. If you leave the second column blank, MDB auto-creates a node with the default name. This feature was added in MDB version 2.4. The third column is used for arrays only. This is where you define which element from the source array you want to access. If you are not mapping from an array, set this to -1. The map instance name column is a friendly name for the mapping. The sample interval is how fast you want to read data from the source. The last column, when set to true, will suspend mapping operations. Looking at this file, the data source nodes are not present here. I'll delete all records except one, which I'll use as a guide. Let me show you how to find the required nodes. Head back to Matrikon UA Explorer. Click on the Data View button. Browse for the nodes that you want to select as the data source nodes. Then drag and drop them onto the data view. Do the same for the destination nodes. I'm not going to define a destination node for the second mapping, so I am only adding 3 nodes here. This is a good time to check that both source and destination nodes have the same data types to avoid typecasting errors. Once you have your list of source and destination nodes compiled, click the Export Monitor Data Item button. Provide a location and a file name and click Save. Open the exported file. We want the data from the second column, expanded node ID. The items in the file export are in the order you see them in UA Explorer. So if your export has no obvious clues that identify the nodes, you can simply refer to UA Explorer. Copy and paste the data to the bulk data mapping template file. I want to map the first node to the third and the second node to a new node. By leaving the destination blank, Matrikon Data Broker will assign a generic name and create this node locally for me. Set the source node index to -1 unless you are referencing an array item in the source. Copy and paste the source node index column and remaining columns to the added rows. Give the mappings meaningful names. I'll call mine mapped float and mapped int 16. I'm happy with 1 second sampling intervals. We can remove the first row now as we no longer need it. Save the file. Let's head back to UA Explorer now. Click on the Data Modeling button. Click Bulk Data Mapping. Click Import File, then locate your file and click Open. Select the items you wish to import. I want them all, so I'll click the Select box at the top of the list. Click Validate. If errors are reported, be sure to check the Errors column. You may need to close the long window to be able to access this. Double-click the error column to see the error detail. In this case, we know that we have not defined a destination node ID, so we can ignore this. Click Commit. When done, we can go back to the data mapping dashboard to confirm the mappings are active. Both mappings were created without error. If you wanted to delete the mappings, you can also do that from here. But what about the mapping that had no destination? Where did the destination instance get created? Let me show you. Choose the Instance Management tab. Click the Refresh button. You can see the instance that Databroker automatically created here. You can also delete it if you wish by right-clicking and choosing Delete. Let's go back to the data view now and see our mappings in action. We can see the mapping of the float variable was successful. But where do we find the instance that was created? Browse to Data Management Configuration, then Local Objects. Then add by dragging and dropping on the data view window. We can see here that the data has been successfully mapped to our nodes.
Thank you for watching this Matrikon tutorial video. If you found this information useful and want to see more of this type of content, smash that like button and leave a comment in the page below. Don't forget to subscribe to this Matrikon videos channel for more tutorials and other related videos, and ring the bell to get updates on new content.